Welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
And this is Who's There, Number Who Cares.
You stumbled a little there. That was fun.
I stumbled, and it was a minor stumble, so I didn't want to start over.
I just want to say that's proof. If anyone thinks that those are pre-recorded, I don't know why you would. They're not pre-recorded. We do them live. Well, not live.
No one thinks that.
Well, I just don't want people to think that, as this podcast continues, we're trying to can anything or make it more professional in any way.
The last thing you want to do is make this more professional.
I don't know how we could at this point, so just letting the people know.
You or Jayla?
Yo, they want to know.
Hey.
Real.
Hey.
Real. Come on.
Hey. I want to be famous.
So we have, as usual, we have a few comments from our callers, and then we have the actual questions. So we're going to begin with a comment or a call that we should have played a long time ago.
Hey, Lindsay, Bobby. It's Joy and Melanie.
Hi. We love you.
So much. We're calling from my wedding, and all we can think about is our favorite Who's weddings, and we want to know, what's your favorite Who wedding?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
You know who my favorite Who wedding is?
Who?
Joy Engel. Her wedding.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Joy Engel, who called literally from her own wedding.
Months ago.
If that's not hooey, I don't know what is.
It's one of the hooiest actions.
We wrote this great thing for Racked about Who weddings. It was wedding season. We wrote it there for their weddings week. And so
we wrote this great thing for Racked.
I just want to say we had just a lot of weddings on the mind. And so we had just written all that stuff and didn't want to rehash. But what I will say is that Who weddings happen all the time.
That's true. What's a recent Who wedding, Lindsay?
I'm trying to think. So some of the Who weddings we wrote about in this piece were our favorite two, Jade Roper and Tanner Tolbert. Weren't they the ones with the basket? Or is that someone else?
Are you asking me questions about those people? Because
they were Bachelor in Paradise lovers. Also, Rob Herjavec and Kim Johnson of
Herjavec. You should know that.
I don't remember his
They're
name.
one of my favorite Who weddings, actually.
Because you love Shark Tank. So
I love Shark Tank.
You know what wedding happened recently that was a Who wedding that people were talking about? The two people that were in Pitch Perfect, whose both of their names I don't know. The star man, Sean something, and the girl, the uptight girl, whose name I think is Anna
Brittany
Camp.
Snow.
No.
Oh, Anna Camp.
Anna Camp and the other guy got married, or they're getting married in real life, and they had a bachelor party that was both of them together, which I don't approve of because
that ruins the entire concept of the bachelor party.
The concept, totally.
It's no longer a bachelor party; it's like a party.
Right.
It's a rehearsal dinner.
Right. Then those people have to already go to that, so don't make them go 4 times. So they had a party. A lot of people tweeted at us like, "Who are these people?" So that's who they are. But I feel like a Who wedding is one of the happiest experiences of a Who's life. Mm-hmm. Because they get coverage.
The only thing that could maybe come close is when they have a baby and then get to name it a crazy name.
Oh, that's the next step. First 2 Who's meet, they get engaged, they have them coverage because they're getting married, and 2 Who's equal a them wedding because people care about it. And then
they have to beat Jamie Oliver at his own game.
Then what's the game?
Name your child the craziest thing you could possibly think of.
Speaking of, did you see Jamie Oliver had another kid? Do we know the kid's name, the new kid?
Oh, I saw that, but when I looked at it, I feel like at the end of last week, the name hadn't been announced yet.
Yeah, but what?
When you already have 7 crazy names, you need a lot of time to figure out a better name. You have to one-up the name.
Do you think the new name
months.
is just a normal name just to fuck with us?
No, they would have done that a long time ago. They're committed to the crazy names. That would be so rude to the kid if you're the kid with a normal name.
I think it would be a blessing if you were the kid with the normal name. Everyone's name is Baby Boo Bear, and your name is
Because then all
Trevor.
your siblings would resent you, and you would be hated among your family members. I think it's a bad idea.
They haven't named him yet.
You have to stay consistent at that point.
Would you like to hear a fun line from this Mirror article about the baby?
If I say no, will you tell me anyway?
Yeah. ready for this? In an interview with Gurgle magazine. What the fuck is Gurgle magazine?
Is it like an English baby magazine?
I just clicked, and then wait. I just clicked, and oh my god. I just clicked, and the URL I clicked to is www.gurgle.com/magazine/what-is-gurgle-magazine.
Oh my god.
Breathe.
The tagline is for modern mums, so yes, it's British. And then one of the like sidebar things, one of the call-outs in the sidebars is, am I pregnant? Take our quiz to find out. That's not how you find out whether or not you're pregnant, Gurgle magazine.
Don't tell anyone at Gurgle magazine that's not how you. I just love that the Mirror shadily linked interview with Gurgle magazine not to the interview, but to a page that explains what Gurgle magazine is.
What is Gurgle magazine?
To be fair, I'm not reading the quote because the quote's not important. It's more in an interview with Gurgle magazine that made me laugh a lot. The baby doesn't have a name yet. We'll keep you updated on this breaking news if we find out the baby's name. If you find out the baby's name, tweet it at us immediately.
Yeah, we know that Jamie Oliver listens, so give us an email, Jamie. Jamie probably knows Rita. Okay, enough. Next call. Comment.
What is this one?
Hey, Lindsay and Bobby. This is Marion, longtime listener, first-time caller. I just want to clear something up from this past week's episode. And you guys said that Jason Momoa tweeted that meme with Jared Leto, but actually it's a Jason Momoa parody account who is freaking all of us into thinking that he's Jason Momoa and acting like a woke bae and posting a bunch of memes on the internet. But Jason Momoa is way more boring than that on the internet, and it's a huge disappointment. But I just wanted to clear that up. Love you guys. Thanks. Bye.
This is a very important call because I had no idea until hearing this call. There's not much more to say because she said everything. But when I looked at Jason Momoa's fake Twitter account, which is Jason Momoa with 2 N's, and then also Momoa is spelled wrong. So, like, what is my problem for thinking that was real? But everyone thought it was real.
I mean,
everyone
how would you not? I mean, my favorite accounts are these famous people accounts that don't even really try to be the famous person. They just use the famous person's name, and then in the bio they're like parody, but they're not a parody of the person. They're just an account that tweets memes. The Jason Momoa parody account isn't trying to be Jason Momoa. It's just using his name. It's
basically like a fat Jewish situation. Like, it's just someone who's trying to be like memey and popular on the internet.
But why Jason Momoa out of all of the celebrities you could pick?
Mean, that's not, I mean, it worked. Why Jason Momoa? Because it's believable.
It's like me making a fake account that's just like Deborah Messing with 4 S's, and all I do is like post memes or whatever.
I'm sorry. If I don't believe a Deborah Messing social media account unless Deborah Messing is in Africa like once a month.
To be fair, she has great social media. I don't know why I use her as an example as somebody
she has terrible social media. The point is, this is really interesting. And the only other thing you need to know about Jason Momoa's parody account, or however you want to categorize this account, is that the photo isn't even Jason Momoa, it's Ben Affleck. So we're done with that. So the next call, the final comment before we get into the questions, is this wonderful call of an anonymous caller asking their friends who a particular celebrity is, just to see if they can answer it. Let's play it.
Hey, do you know who Josh Charles is? No. You're just staring at me? No. Okay, don't worry about it. Johnny, you know who Josh Charles is?
I'd like to thank this intrepid reporter for hitting the streets and really doing some digging work on this Josh Charles thing.
And I think that sort of definitively answered our question. Josh Charles is a who. Lindsay, do you agree?
So I gotta say, like, I was sticking by my them. I got a lot of support from my hashtag Josh Charles them fans. A lot of them came out of the woodwork to support me and my cause. Even Josh Charles himself kind of chimed in on the issue. Did you see his tweets?
Josh Charles kind of chimed in. That's exactly what he did, because he had no idea what he was chiming in on. He thought we were talking about like the Rolling Stones and
He
the Who.
literally would never have known. There's no way for him to know. As I said, he's into Twitter, so I think he was trying to kind of like hang, but it's fine, Josh Charles. You can't hang. Please listen to the podcast and then get back to us. But okay, so I did see a lot of the tweets coming in. We posted on Instagram. Thank you so much for all of your engagement and your action. You really came out to the polls.
It was so much fun to watch those.
You voted, and I did notice that Josh Charles Who did prevail.
Yes.
It's true. Josh Charles is a Who.
It was undeniable.
A lot of you love Josh Charles, but Josh Charles is a Who.
You can love a celebrity even if they're a Who. How many times do we have to stress that?
No, you totally can. And yeah, so Josh Charles is a Who. And when you tweet about celebrities being who's and thems, maybe not put them in the tweet, maybe not at them, just a suggestion, because they're going to see that if they see that, and really just, it's not going to be very fun for them, at all, I don't think.
I mean, it's certainly not fun for us. Let's go to the first question, which is very topical, happening right now.
So I feel like this week a lot of people are going to be asking, like, hey, who's Sophia Richie, the underage lady that creepo Justin Bieber has deleted his Instagram over? But I feel like this is a good time to finally get into if Scooter Braun is a who or a them. I feel like he's an industry them at least, but my ignorant ass best friend has like never even heard of him in her life and feels like he's not even a who. I need your help. Thank you.
Let's start with what happened, and then we'll get to Scooter Braun, who I have thoughts on.
Right. I think we both have thoughts on both of these things.
What happened with Sophia Richie? Why is Sophia Richie happening? Here's what happened. I can explain it. It's really not that complicated.
Yeah, you can do it. It's short.
So, just a week after Justin Bieber was showing his penis in photos in Hawaii with a different woman, he is now in Hawaii, or where was he with Sophia? Where were they on vacation? They were spotted somewhere.
I mean, somewhere with water.
Japan. They were in Japan. They're in Japan. Who cares? They were in Japan together. Justin Bieber and Sophia Richie in Japan together, holding hands, taking Instagrams of each other, etc., very much like we're a couple. And then all of his fans were being rude to her in the comments because they were like,
who's this bitch?
Who is this bitch? Which, like, honestly, who is she? But also, like, they're like 8-year-olds. They're mad. They don't like when you date women. Get over it. They're not going to like when you do anything. So
you should know this. This has been happening for years.
I can't believe we're still doing this. And he's turned off his Instagram, turned it back on, complained about this, said he didn't want people to take photos with him over and over again. So Selena Gomez slides into those captions, making it worse, if possible, says, Justin, your fans are there for you no matter what. You should love and respect them and da-da-da. No wonder you're just... maybe you shouldn't take pictures of your new girlfriend then. And that, like, set the internet into a freaking tailspin.
Mm-hmm. She accused him of cheating on her. He accused her of cheating on him with Zayn Malik, by the way.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Oh, yeah.
Which, like, go girl, who cares?
Yeah, right. But she was like, you cheated on me multiple times. And then he was like, what about you? You cheated on me with Zayn. He named names. Selena never named names.
He named names.
He named names.
Little...
He threatened to make his Instagram private, but instead he just fucking deactivated the whole thing.
I mean, good riddance, goodbye. So, whatever.
Question is, who is Sophia Richie?
You know what my favorite thing he did, though, before he deactivated? Can I just, say this quickly? He got another dog. I'm obsessed with Justin Bieber's dogs.
Lola? What's the name?
No,
Tony?
The dog's name is...
Toby.
Todd. He got a dog named Todd. And there's literally, like, a video of him being like, Todd, come here, Todd.
Todd. Where are you, Todd? Hey, buddy.
And you know what? I love it. It's a great name.
That dog, I don't expect that dog to be around much longer. Not in terms of it's going to die, but I feel like he's going to give it away. He's not going to want the responsibility of it.
Anyways, who's Sophia Richie?
Sophia Richie is Lionel Richie's daughter. And she's only 17.
Justin Bieber is I believe, 22. So, you know what? As opposed to attacking Justin Bieber over having a girlfriend at all, maybe attack him over having a 17-year-old girlfriend.
I mean, the age of consent in California is 17, which was always what
Oh, is
people
that
would bring
true?
up when... Yeah, that was always what people would bring up when Tyga was dating Kylie.
Shady
when
as
she was 17.
hell. Shady as
Yes.
hell. So Sophia Richie is Lionel Richie's daughter with his second wife, Diana Richie, who I don't really know who that is. I assume maybe a model or something, whatever. Her sister is Nicole Richie, but they're not biologically related because Nicole Richie was adopted, still sisters, etc. But Nicole Richie was adopted by Lionel and his first wife, so that's an important difference. So Nicole Richie's mom is this woman named Brenda Richie,
Right.
and Sophia Richie's mom is this woman named Diana Richie.
Yes. And Sophia's young. She's young, rich, Hollywood.
She's a model? I don't know. Model? She models?
I don't really know what modeling means
These
this
days.
day and age.
She's friends with
Kylie.
Kylie. Her squad involves Kylie and Jordan Woods, that other girl that Kylie hangs out with that people call and ask about sometimes.
Yes.
She's also a model. Sophia Richie was at the Met Ball. I think she was modeling for Topshop. So there's like photos of her with like Nick Jonas, and her Instagram looks like what you would expect a modern
A rich
day
17-year-old Hollywood resident. Yes.
Yeah. So
that's, I mean, what we're trying to say here is that she's actually, she's boring. She's a teen. There's not much
She
to know
is
about her
pretty
because
boring.
she's a baby.
I mean, is it surprising that she's like dating, hooking up with whatever Justin Bieber? No, it's just a matter of time before all these same girls, hang out with him. Who knows? I mean, I think she was friends with like Haley Baldwin too, and then Haley Baldwin is mad at her because of this. But who knows? That's just in gossip brags.
Yeah, that's unconfirmed.
Hey, it's Sophia Richie, and we are here on my cover shoot for ASOS Magazine.
Moving on to the second part of this question, who is Scooter Braun? Have we ever talked about him on the show before? I don't think we have, or we haven't talked about him at length.
He has one of the best names, and I honestly, no matter what he does, I will always be thankful to him because he brought us Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yes, he did.
And I'm honestly so thankful for that. I mean, anyone that has anything to do with Carly Rae Jepsen, to me, is a hero.
Mm-hmm.
Hero.
And in a way, it's because he's both of their managers, but Justin Bieber helped with Carly Rae too. It's hard to hate Justin Bieber because he's one of the reasons Call Me Maybe happened, because he supported it.
It's true. Scooter Braun is kind of charming though in a way because he is this older, I mean, he's probably our age, older.
He's 35.
He's like mid-30s, Jewish guy, bro, who found Justin Bieber on YouTube and basically took it upon himself to bring Justin to like Atlanta to meet Usher.
Yes.
It's this kind of amazing story that Scooter Braun believed in Justin Bieber so much that he essentially paid for him to fly to the United States with his mom and go meet Usher and put this whole thing together. And since then, Scooter Braun has he was the one who brought us what's that fucking song from Korea that everyone loved?
Oh, Gangnam Style. Psy.
Yeah, he brought us Psy from Gangnam Style, which is all him. That's all Scooter Braun.
He brought us Cody Simpson too.
I'm not thanking him for that. Sorry.
Some Canadians. He's really into Canadians.
He's into Canadians. To be fair, that's where he found his first cash cow. And I will say, this is a little exaggeration, but he's definitely helped keep Justin Bieber alive and afloat and functioning.
Oh yeah, so he's sort of a guardian, like an informal guardian in Justin Bieber's life. There was a recent story, I don't know if you read about this. So the GOP offered Justin Bieber either $5 million or I think it was $5 million to perform at the Republican National Convention last month.
Or I think it was some after party. I think it was a party related to it, but I don't know if it was...
It was a party related to them, but it was specifically...
For the GOP at the
It was still
RNC.
at it.
Yeah.
It was still at it.
Yes.
And so the whole point being, well, he's not really endorsing anyone and he can't vote because he's Canadian, so he's not going to vote anyway, so it's fine.
But
he's popular. But Scooter Braun was the one who was like, Justin, I think this is a bad idea. This is probably bad for your brand. And he was like, you can do it. Obviously, you're an adult. You can make your own decisions. But if you do this, I will no longer represent you. That's what he said to him.
So freaking stand up.
Yeah.
I think he knew that Justin wasn't... I mean, he listens to him. It wasn't like he was going to say no. Fuck you, I'm going to take $5 million to play the RNC.
Honestly, Justin Bieber would listen to Scooter Braun over his actual dad any day of the week. His actual dad is crazy.
As a manager to Justin, you become more than just a manager. You become father, philosopher, psychologist, Yeah.
Guardian.
Yeah. Look, Justin and I have been together. I'll never forget when I signed him, my own mother called me. And she said, look, if you're going to do this, this isn't just another artist. This is a child. And you have to take responsibility for that. And I made a promise. Justin went through, when he was about 14, he was going through a really tough time. And I made a promise to him that if he never sang again, I would never leave him. I'd always be there.
He's got a very silly name. I gotta say that. I'm sure that's not his real name. But he is definitely a them in the music industry. In fact, he's like one of the most them-y. He's probably, aside from... Can you even think of another like famous music manager at this point who has as much pop culture cred as Scooter Braun?
Like, honestly, like Michael Knowles.
Right. Like Beyonce's dad.
Yeah, that's
who's
like
not even her manager anymore.
Uh-huh.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, he's huge in the music industry. He holds a lot of keys.
It's just like the caller said, he's an industry them. He is broad cultural who.
Do you think he's like do you think he's a who otherwise? Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're
absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Anyways, now you know.
Really good question. I liked how many layers it had. Let's go to the next call, which is... Here we go.
Hi, Who Weekly. Can you what is Ocean's Ocho and who is Awkwafina? Can you just tell me? Thanks. Good form, Bellathorn.
I love that call. So we can do this really quickly.
You do
Ocean's Ocho is the new Ocean's 11. They're calling it...
Why are they calling it Ocean's Ocho? What does that mean?
They're calling it a spin-off, and I don't know why they're calling it Ocean's Ocho. Maybe there's something to do with like a Spanish language event, but I think it's just because it's going to be 8 people. Right. So instead of 11 main cast members, it's 8, and it's all
funny.
women.
So did Ocean's 12 have 12 people, and Ocean's 11 had
and Ocean's 13 had another one.
So they just added people as the joke, but it also...
So, like, you have to think of it, so it's all about numbers. So it's Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13. So instead of doing Ocean's 14, 15, 16, they're doing 8, 9, and 10.
Do you think it's because they couldn't find 14 women? They were like, we don't know 14 women. We've never met women. We only know 8 women.
I mean, they're going to have to get up to 10 at some point. But when you get right down, I mean, it all goes back to financial situation. It all goes back to economics, Lindsay. Like it's cheaper to hire 8 than it is to hire 14.
Oh, I know that's true, but I truly also think they were like, we can't do 14 women.
But
8,
it's
maybe.
It's not a Ghostbusters type like reboot. It's a spin-off. And so what I've read is that it's Sandra Bullock is the lead, and she is apparently playing the sister of the George Clooney character. So was
Julia Roberts not into doing?
Well, Julia Roberts wasn't even in wasn't even in Ocean's 13.
Oh my God,
she's
you're
over this.
Right,
she's over this.
She was over this before it even got to that point.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so it's what's really interesting. And so Steven Soderbergh isn't directing it because he directed the first 3, but he's producing it, so he's sort of involved. The director is this guy Gary Ross, who is like someone. He directed the first. He wrote the first Hunger Games. He wrote like Pleasantville and Seabiscuit. He's a real person, whatever. So the first names that they revealed for this cast were Sandra Bullock and Cate Blanchett. So immediately, like, you've got me hooked, right? So who are the next 6 going to be? And then they revealed Mindy Kaling. Cool, great. Then they reveal Helena Bonham Carter. Cool, great. But the most recent batch was of 3 people, and I think this was either last week or the week before, and it was Anne Hathaway,
Wild,
Rihanna,
okay,
and then Awkwafina. But you literally have 6 thems, like 6 absolute thems, and then Awkwafina. Who is this person? So they're still waiting on one person to be cast.
Can I show you a funny? If you go to the IMDb page of it, it looks like this. I'm gonna copy and paste you.
Awkwafina has no photo, right?
So literally everybody has a photo. Awkwafina at the bottom, no photo. Literally, she is the standard IMDb icon with no photo.
Well, Awkwafina is sort of this up and coming musician / actress because she's a rapper, but she's also funny and she's a comedian. I didn't see this, but she's on that show Girl Code. Have you ever watched Girl Code? That MTV show?
I haven't, but I knew who Awkwafina was because she had a viral video where she rapped. It was a few years ago. Do you remember this? It was a few years ago, and she had a song came out, and it was called like Freak. What was her... Why did I just say Freak? Oh, it was called My Vag. Do you remember this?
Yo, my vag make your girl panties cream. Yo, vag spreads hepatitis C. And my vag, a chrome Range Rover. Yo, vag hatchback, 81 Toyota.
She had a song called My Vag. It was a music video. It was pretty viral, and it was like really good and really funny, and people were super into it. And you guys should Google it. It was really funny, and she basically like rose to fame via these like music videos, these funny videos. And she was in Neighbors 2, which was like a great movie, and she was
barely in Neighbors 2, but she was in it.
She was in it. And so now she is in
Ocean's 8. So the point is, what I'm trying to say is that she's sort of this like up and coming thing. This is probably going to be her biggest movie role to date.
She's funny.
People must like her, which is if you're casting this person alongside all of these undeniable thems, you must have a lot of faith in her. So great.
I think it's also interesting because it's also like Awkwafina. I understand in a movie like this. You know who I don't understand? What's Rihanna gonna do?
Rihanna's gonna be great.
What's she gonna do?
Like look good in the costumes and like have funny one-liners.
You know how in Oceans 11 and 12 and 13 they all have like expertise? What do you think Rihanna's expertise is gonna be?
It's singing.
No, she's not gonna like sing them into a robbery.
Her expertise is not gonna be punctuality, so she's the one who's gonna show up late to every con. We all know how Auntie went.
That's.
I mean, do you see what I'm doing there? Do you see what that meant?
Do you think?
Did you see the joke?
Do you think that she's gonna be like a bomb expert, or like is she gonna wear glasses and like type on a computer a lot, or do you think she'll be like a swimmer and she'll swim?
I think she's gonna be like a really good like sneaky, where she'll be like really sexy and she'll go into a party and she'll be like, oh, and then she'll like sneak a bug on someone's butt.
You're giving her her expertise is being sexy?
No, she's sneaky. Her expertise is not sexiness. Her expertise is being a really good sneaky con artist and like sleight of hand.
Yeah, I bet they're gonna make Mindy Kaling the smart one. Like behind it, like hacking or something.
They're gonna make Anne Hathaway the smart one. They're gonna make her the nerd.
No, they're not. You think so?
Yeah.
They're
gonna make Anne Hathaway the nerd.
I'm just saying, I'm like excited for this because I love a shtick, but it's just really a lot for me to handle with what's happening right now. I don't know if it's gonna be good.
I am giving it the benefit of the doubt. I think it's gonna be great.
Okay, so see you at the Oscars.
And, now it was a raw energy, and it was a moment for me to be someone completely different from what people are used to seeing of me. That's what was exciting to me. For people to really respect me as an actress and look at me as Rex and not Rihanna in the film.
Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Bobby. This is Louis. I'm calling because I've been seeing a trending topic and kind of seeing around places a YouTuber named Gigi Gorgeous who's been saying she was detained in Dubai for being transgender, which is very sad. But I was wondering if she is a who or a them in terms of maybe she's a YouTube them, but like a real life who, and just sort of wondering where the YouTube people fall in the midst of all this. For the most part, some of them seem like they're pretty eager to be them. But anyway, yeah, that's why I'm calling. Good form, Bella Thorne. Have a great weekend. Bye.
I love Gigi Gorgeous.
I have loved Gigi Gorgeous for literally years.
So do you want to kind of go into the history of Gigi Gorgeous? This will not, can I just say FYI, this will not be the first time this month that I've heard a breakdown of the history of Gigi Gorgeous.
Well, I've been watching Gigi Gorgeous's videos for literally years. I think she is one of the best YouTubers.
Yes.
For several reasons.
Yes.
The most important of which is that she is absolutely earnest. She is not trying to be anything that she isn't. So it's like,
just famous
a lot of
and
she's just trying to be famous and she's just trying to be fun.
You know what Gigi is also not doing? Gigi has no interest in progressing any type of trans activism in any way. Gigi Gorgeous has never...
She does, though.
Not really. The only thing she did was go to the White House.
Because of this, she does.
Okay, because of this. No, but before this, Gigi has always been, like, not into any type of activism.
No, but you're right. That's one of the things that has always made Gigi Gorgeous charming as a YouTube personality.
Don't you think so? Because she's not... There's no front about what Gigi Gorgeous is doing here.
She's just like, here's my life. And the thing about Gigi Gorgeous, she is like maybe the best storyteller on YouTube.
Start from the beginning.
Gigi Gorgeous could tell a 20-minute story and you will sit like rapt. She's wonderful.
Start from the beginning.
Started from the beginning. Gigi Gorgeous got famous maybe, I don't know, 5 years ago, as Gregory Gorgeous, back before she came out as transgender, and she did makeup tutorials.
Yeah, she's from Canada. She's Canadian.
She's from Canada.
Or is Canadian.
And she is Canadian. And then as like she progressed in her YouTube fame, she starred in like my favorite reality show of all time, which was sort of a fake YouTube reality show called The Avenue that was sort of a Hills ripoff, but it was about rich Canadian young socialites in college. I think the whole thing started as a college project for these
Props to
filmmakers.
Gigi Gorgeous, who, despite being a very earnest figure, had some part of her able to create the comedy that is The Avenue, because there are levels to The Avenue that make it fantastic. It's not just so bad it's good, it's just weirdly good.
Sometimes life can surprise you. This past year has been one big surprise. I would have never expected to be where I am today. A few months ago, my mother suddenly passed away. It was a complete shock for my entire family. Even though that was one of the hardest things I've ever gone through, I always try to see the positive and focus on what's real. I've been dating an amazing guy. His name is Jay. Things are so different with him. He's sweet, down to earth, and has been really opening up lately, although he does have his issues.
It's just weirdly good, and every week that a new episode went up, I was actually excited, and I would watch it in full at work. I'd be like, sorry, it's lunch. I'd go buy a sandwich, and I would watch all of The Avenue.
I love The
Anyway,
Avenue.
so
Gigi Gorgeous at this point getting progressively more beautiful as time goes on.
Progressively more beautiful.
Not that she wasn't beautiful, but she was...
literally finding her look. She's finding her look at this point.
You can tell getting more and more glam. Gigi is just glam at this point.
So Gigi gets super glam. Gigi comes out as transgender. Gigi comes out as transgender, starts talking about like what it was like to finally like admit this to herself and admit this to her fans and realize like who she is, and it's like wonderful and it's great. And every time she does one of these things, she tells like this wonderful like 10-minute story, and they're all so captivating. She gets gender reassignment surgery and like talks about that. She talks about like her breast implants, and she's like
open about all of this stuff. I mean, this was around Caitlyn Jenner.
It was before Caitlyn.
Yeah,
Jenner.
before, but Gigi was one of the people that they pointed to as being a very notable trans person when Caitlyn Jenner came out, and Gigi had already done all these videos being super honest about the details of this entire process.
Yeah, Gigi loves talking about like anything. So Gigi is now like a very, very, very famous YouTuber, and so she's always traveling, doing the YouTube stuff, like specifically party promotion. One of the things I like about Gigi the most is that Gigi is not trying. Gigi isn't like, here, my shtick is cooking, or my shtick is lifestyle, or my shtick is whatever. Gigi's stick is I'm hot. That's literally Gigi's stick.
She's so
I'm
hot.
hot. I tell a good story. I look good in clothes. That's all she does. She's not trying to like find a niche. She's not trying to find an angle. She's just being herself. And I'm sounding really crazy right now, but I just genuinely love Gigi Gorgeous.
I met Gigi at VidCon, and she was
so
also
jealous.
so lovely to me and to
Everyone
my friends.
says that.
Gigi did a video. So she had these 3 puppies at some point, and she did a lot of content with them. They were like significant content. And then one day something happened with the puppies, and they were no longer in her life. I think she had to give them away, or she killed them. I don't know.
Okay,
and she
I remember
did a video and it said about the dogs. I think the title was about the dogs.
It was about the dogs, yes.
And then she said, literally, I could probably quote it from memory. She says, "I'm sporting black eyeliner and a dark lipstick because I'm here to talk about why my dogs are no longer part of my YouTube journey."
Hey guys, it's Gigi. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is not a very, very happy topic for me. I'm super sad, and I've been putting off making this video for a really, really long time, almost 8 months in fact. And for today's video, I'm wearing all black with a black smoky eye to symbolize the moving on of the animals from my YouTube channel. It feels very weird to be sitting here talking about Bella Princess again because it has been so long. I would show them on my YouTube channel all the time.
And so I'm like sobbing. I sent it to friends. I'm like, did you see like what Gigi did? I think someone sent it to me, and then I passed it around. And then literally a few days later, this happened.
So what happened was Gigi goes to Dubai with her friend. She's always wanted to go to Dubai. The whole video, the
Do
whole
you know who
intro
her friend
of this
is too?
The Getty?
Yeah.
Nat's Getty. No, that's her girlfriend.
Gigi.
Lindsay.
Wait, they're dating?
Yes, Lindsay.
Gigi's dating.
Did you watch the whole video?
No.
Gigi's dating Nat's Getty, who is a literal Getty of the Getty family.
Wait.
Fucking yes, that's what I'm fucking telling you. Anyway, let me start at the beginning of this story. Gigi and her girlfriend go to Dubai because they've always wanted to go to Dubai. And when they get to Dubai,
because they've always wanted to go.
Well, that's how she begins this whole video. She's like, I've always wanted to go to Dubai, even though everyone's like, oh, they're very homophobic, they're transphobic, you shouldn't go there. She's like, I just think it's a beautiful country and I just want to like soak in the culture. I want to do it. I don't care. I can do it. So she's never explicit about this, but she mentions her passport in terms like, I had everything changed on the passport. I updated my passport. So I think she's officially, in the eyes of the U.S. government, a female.
Yeah.
So I think it's not even one of those things where her passport identifies her as one gender, but then she identifies separately. I think she filled out all the paperwork where she is officially a female in the eyes of the Canadian government or whatever. So she shows this passport that should be okay to the security person in the Dubai airport, and he apparently is very amused by it and starts laughing at it and like whispers things to his friends and refuses to let her through security.
I wonder what the passport, because if it was just like a straight up normal passport for Gigi as a woman, there shouldn't have been a problem. I wonder did she explain like what the deal was?
She explained, so in the video she says stuff like, it says all the right things. So that's what makes me think that the passport actually identifies her as female. Apparently everyone else in the Dubai airport is like great and wonderful to her, except this one guy, but the one guy happens to be in charge. So he tells her that she cannot enter the country. She's very upset, obviously. And because she can't enter the country, she can't like really make it to the airport. And so like, oh, they want to leave, but then doing all of that is just a pain in the ass. So she makes this video from the lobby and she's very upset and it's very long and she's sort of documenting everything. And this is what I'm telling you, you have to watch the video because she's so good at telling stories. And the video is very dramatic and she doesn't call out Nat's Getty by name, but she's like, I'm with my friend and blah, 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 blah. And it ends and it's very sad and you're like, I hope I just like get home. I like hope we can figure this out. I don't know when we're going to find a direct flight back to Toronto, blah, 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 blah. And then suddenly, like at minute 9 in the video, they're in this gorgeous hotel room in like Stockholm, I think.
Oh my God.
And they're like, look where we are, hey. And then Nat's Getty is there. And then Nat's Getty's mom is there. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Nat's mom is like amazing. I love her. We made a few calls because obviously like she's a Getty.
Yeah.
She can get shit done.
Gigi's rich too. I mean,
Gigi's rich. And so both of their parents are very like famous, not famous. They're very rich and like sort of in the know. They have connections. So they figure everything out. They get to Stockholm and it's like they're really happy and they're surrounded by shopping bags and they've totally made the most out of a very bad situation. And it's wonderful.
It's so not fair and it's so sad, to be honest, because I knew this kind of discrimination existed, and I was told, Dubai, don't go there, da-da-da-da-da. But my girlfriend and I wanted to come here, and we wanted to have a good time here. I wanted to see Dubai. I've heard great things amongst the negative. And this just kind of proves that people like me are not welcome here. It doesn't matter what you have changed on your passport. You are not welcome if you are transgender, and that's just the way it is.
Yeah, well, point being, Gigi is definitely a who, but a huge them in the YouTube world. Definitely at the top of the YouTube world. But Gigi's like
one of the best. One of the best.
She's
if
really
not the best.
Like a very fun. She's fun to watch in that she's hilarious. She's accidentally and purposefully hilarious.
Yes, and she's becoming more vocal and like sort of like queer trans activism because of that. Good for Gigi. Love Gigi. Let's do the last call.
Hey, Lindsay and Bobby. I called last night and I don't even think I really asked my question. It's Anthony from Melbourne. I'm wondering, is Australia a who? And I guess who are the whoiest countries? And I guess like who are the them countries? Anyway, good form, Bellaphone.
Okay, first of all, I'm not going to answer who are the whoiest countries and who are the themiest countries because that's not important. But I will answer Australia's a them country.
You think so?
I think Australia's a them country. Everyone loves Australia. People want to go there. People love Australia.
I like Australia. Australia provides us with a lot of thems. A lot of people who are thems. They also provide us a lot of who's. We don't know who they are. I'll tell you that. But because they're Australian. But I will say I do have a bone to pick with Australia.
God.
Did you know that Australia has a magazine called Who?
Oh, right.
So Australia,
Yeah,
the Who magazine, the OG Who weekly. Well, I don't know if they're weekly, monthly. They look like they're weekly. They look like us weekly. They're called Who. So
they're just called Who.
Who. So I appreciate that, but I also hate it. And they're our enemy, and that's it. They're our nemesis.
I have no idea. I think they used to be weekly, but they may be monthly at this point.
But yeah, Australia is definitely a them. I mean, countries really can't be who's and thems because honestly, if you lived, like I love when the Netherlands guy calls. I think his name is Rick. He always says Netherlands is a who, but it's like, you know what? You live there. It's probably not. It's countries are really kind of beyond this thing.
Yeah, you can't categorize countries as
can't really
who's or thems.
categorize. Also, it's like kind of not, it's kind of problematic to be like
It's a little gauche. It's a little
country
gauche to
I don't
categorize
live
a
in
country.
is a who, right?
Yeah.
But also English speaking countries, we would be like, oh, they're all thems, but that's not true at all. We just don't know shit about countries that don't speak the languages we speak. Wow, this has been a really educating moment for us, I think.
Yeah, very enlightening. So we're done.
Was that just a cow mooing in the background?
No, the cat opened the door. Literally,
It
like
sounded like a moo.
But the door is squeaky. It needs like WD-40 in the hinges. And also, the cat is a raptor and has learned how to open doors, and it's a little weird.
I love it. The cat is a raptor.
He pushes them open when they're not full, like if they're not fully shut.
Do you ever get caught in the kitchen with the cat and you're like scared and you reenact the scene?
As though my kitchen is big enough for that.
That's true. Good point. There's no door to your kitchen.
I live in Brooklyn, not Isla Nublar. Can we end?
I think that's it for us.
Yeah, we have to be done.
What a week it was. Hope you enjoyed our Olympics episode. We liked it. I don't know.
I loved it.
Ryan Lochte, call me. And once again, rate and review us on iTunes. We love it. It's important. Maybe we'll read some in the coming weeks. We definitely should. And what else? What else is there to say?
There's nothing else to say.
You sure?
Positive.
Keep calling.
Yep, we love it.
All right.
Bye.
You or Jayla?
Yo, they wanna know.
Hey. Hey. I want to be famous.
And for today's video, I am wearing all black with a black smoky eye to symbolize the moving on of the animals from my YouTube channel.